A lot of gun owners think an expired carry permit is just paperwork. It's not. In 8 states, the grace period after your permit expires can run out fast, and if you miss it this year, you could lose your renewal path, your reciprocity, and in some cases, your legal cover to carry. Pause. Quick question before we keep going. Are you subscribed yet? Because this channel is built for people who would rather learn the law now than explain a mistake later. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to break down could save you from a very bad day during a traffic stop. Here's what just happened and why so many people are missing it. There is no giant national rule that protects you after your permit expires. Every state handles late renewal a little differently. That means your grace period is not some magic shield. It is simply a short extra window some states give you to renew after the card expires. And here's the part nobody talks about enough. Being allowed to renew late is not always the same thing as being allowed to keep carrying during that late period. Most people think, if I'm only a few days late, I'm probably fine. That is exactly how good people walk into trouble. Imagine your permit expired last week. You forgot because life got busy, work was crazy, kids had sports, the reminder card got buried under junk mail. Then you throw your pistol on your belt, drive across town, and get pulled over for a broken taillight. The officer asks if you're carrying. You say yes, then he asks for your permit. That is when your stomach drops. Pause. Let me break this down for you in plain English. A grace period is the extra time a state may give you to renew after expiration. But the big question is this. During that window, can you still lawfully carry under that expired permit, or can you only submit renewal paperwork late? Those are two very different things. If you mix them up, you can make a simple renewal mistake much worse. First thing, let's talk about the short window states. Oklahoma gives permit holders 30 days from the expiration date to meet renewal requirements. After that, you have to apply as an initial applicant again. South Dakota also has a 30-day grace period tied to its permit system. And for permit holders in that grace window, the state says you may continue to carry without violating the concealed pistol permit rule, though law enforcement may still issue a warning ticket to notify you the permit is expired. That sounds helpful, but don't relax too much. 30 days is nothing. Miss a month, and the safety net is gone. Second, Arizona gives you 60 days after expiration to renew. Day 61 is the cliff. After that, the renewal gets kicked back, and you must file as a brand new applicant. Now ask yourself this. Do you really want to learn that on day 61 instead of day 45? Third, Connecticut and Washington give 90-day late windows. Sounds generous, right? But here's the crazy part. A longer renewal window can fool people into thinking the expired card still works like normal. That assumption can burn you. In Washington, you can renew within 90 days after expiration, but if you renew after the date on the card, there is a late penalty. That alone should tell you the state sees a real difference between valid and expired. Don't make up your own rules in the gap. Now this is where it gets interesting. Wisconsin is one of the clearest warnings in the country. Yes, the state lets you renew after expiration for up to 90 days, but it also says, in plain language, that being able to renew after expiration does not authorize you to carry concealed with an expired license. Read that again in your head, because this is what most people get wrong. A late renewal option is not a carry permission slip. If you're finding this helpful, imagine what you'll learn in my next video about the 5 words that can protect you. When police start asking questions about your gun, subscribe now so you don't miss it, because this stuff matters most before the stop, not after. Let's keep going, because the next group of states is where people get lulled into a false sense of safety. Florida gives you up to 180 days after expiration to renew, but there's a late fee after the expiration date. If your license has been expired longer than 180 days, you cannot renew it. You must apply for a new one. 6 months sounds like forever until it isn't. People hear 180 days and think, I'll handle it later. Then later becomes 7 months, and now you're starting over. Utah is even more interesting. You cannot renew more than 1 year after expiration. That sounds like a lot of time, and it is, compared with other states. But that longer window creates a different trap. People stop treating the permit like a live document and start treating it like a gym membership they can restart anytime. Bad mindset. Your permit is not a streaming subscription. It's a legal credential tied to carrying a deadly weapon in public. Here's a hypothetical example to explain this. Let's say your Utah permit expired in May. You figure, no big deal, I've got months. Then in July, you take a road trip into another state that honors Utah permits. You get stopped, you hand over an expired permit and say, I'm still within my renewal window. That may sound reasonable to you. It may sound completely unreasonable to the officer standing on the side of the road. And now you are trying to explain a technical renewal rule in a moment where clear paperwork matters most. But wait, there's something even more important. Reciprocity can collapse the second your permit is no longer valid. Reciprocity just means one state agrees to honor another state's permit. If your home state permit expired, the state you're visiting may treat you as unlicensed. That turns a paperwork issue into a carry issue. And if you cross state lines a lot, that risk gets bigger, not smaller. Now, quick legal note. This is educational information, not legal advice. Always consult an attorney for your specific situation. Let me give you the bigger lesson here. The real danger is not only the renewal deadline, it's the false confidence right before and right after that deadline. People tell themselves, I'm a lawful gun owner. I'm not the kind of person the law is aimed at. Maybe so. But expired means expired, and the law usually does not care whether you meant well. Here's the part that shocked me when I first started digging into these rules. The calendar is often more dangerous than the criminal statute. Not because the date is confusing, but because it looks boring. Nobody gets excited about expiration dates. Nobody brags about renewing early. Nobody posts, hey guys, I just avoided a legal mess. But that boring move is exactly what keeps you out of trouble. So here are the 8 states I want on your radar this year. Oklahoma with 30 days, South Dakota with 30 days, and a very specific grace rule people misunderstand. Arizona with 60 days, Connecticut with 90 days, Washington with 90 days and a late penalty, Wisconsin with up to 90 days to renew after expiration, but no permission to keep carrying on the expired card. Florida with 180 days before you must start over, Utah with up to 1 year after expiration to renew, different numbers, same lesson. Your window closes faster than you think once life gets in the way. Hey, 73% of people watching right now aren't subscribed. Don't be part of that group. Join the owners who want truth. Click subscribe and stay ahead of the legal changes instead of chasing them after the fact. Now let me show you how to think about this like a responsible adult. First, stop trusting reminder letters. Some states send reminders. Some do, but mail gets lost. Put your expiration date in your phone and calendar. Set alerts at 180, 120, 90, and 30 days. That takes 5 minutes and can save you months of headache. Second, separate 3 questions. When does it expire? How long can I renew, and can I legally carry during that window? Third, if you carry across state lines, check reciprocity again before every major trip. Repetition keeps you safe. Fourth, don't confuse permitless carry states with permitless travel safety. Lazy legal thinking is dangerous. Fifth, renew early even if your state gives you a long cushion. The longer the window, the stronger the temptation to procrastinate. Florida's 180 days feels long. Utah's 1 year feels even longer. But long windows create sloppy habits, and sloppy habits around firearms are a terrible mix. Imagine the worst timing. Family in car, stop, expired permit. In Wisconsin, an expired license does not authorize concealed carry. Here is what most people get wrong about grace periods. They hear grace and think forgiveness. In law, grace often means only a limited administrative chance to fix a problem. It definitely does not mean I can ignore this until hunting season. Pull out your permit, check the date tonight. If it already expired, verify the exact rule in your state before you carry again. Verify the states you are going to. This information could literally expire after January 2026. Subscribe now for the checklist I use to stay legal. At the end of the day, an expired permit is not a small detail. The clock runs out and options get worse. Check your date, renew early, and subscribe for no-drama legal updates that help you protect your rights. One final reminder, this video is for general education only. Laws change, facts matter, and your situation may be different.